Is it really possible that two of the most overlooked engines of their time could have ruled the American roads? Believe it or not, the answer is yes, at least in potential. Both the Ford Pinto 2.0 OHC and Chrysler's famous Slant 6 had the ingredients to dominate. The Pinto's overhead cam design brought modern engineering to the US, while Chrysler's tilted inline 6 was practically indestructible. So why didn't either end up on top? That's the question we're going to unravel today. And by the end of this video, you'll see not only which engine had the edge, but also whether one of them could have completely reshaped the American automotive landscape. Stick around, because the story of these two engines is way more fascinating than most people realize, the era that birthed them. To understand why these two engines matter, you really have to step back into the late 1960s and 1970s, a time that felt like the crossroads of the American auto industry. On one side, Detroit was still basking in the afterglow of its glory years. The streets rumbled with big block muscle cars, chrome still sparkled under dealership lights, and horsepower bragging rights filled advertisements and conversations alike. It was a golden era in many ways, but the storm clouds were already gathering. Rising fuel prices were putting pressure on consumers to think differently about what they drove. Suddenly, gas wasn't just cheap and unlimited anymore. At the same time, federal emission standards were starting to tighten their grip, forcing automakers to rethink engine design. Add to that the growing wave of small, efficient imports from Europe and Japan, cars that were lighter, more fuel-conscious, and often cheaper. And it was clear that Detroit couldn't just keep doing business as usual. Ford and Chrysler both saw the writing on the wall. They knew they couldn't rely on V8 thunder forever. The American public was beginning to ask for something smaller, smarter, and more affordable. Engines that could sip fuel without completely giving up on performance or drivability. People still wanted their cars to feel alive, but they couldn't afford to feed them like they used to. This is where two very different answers emerged. Ford reached into its European arm and delivered the Pinto 2.0 OHC, a compact, overhead cam four-cylinder that leaned into modern engineering. It was light, efficient, and very much in step with what foreign automakers were already doing. Chrysler, on the other hand, had already built its reputation on rugged dependability, and it doubled down on that approach with its tried-and-true Slant 6. Originally designed in the 1960s, this tilted inline engine had already proven itself as a workhorse, capable of racking up hundreds of thousands of miles with minimal fuss. These two engines weren't designed to go head-to-head in a drag race, but they stood for two clashing philosophies about the future of cars. One embraced innovation and efficiency, the other leaned on simplicity and reliability. And here's the fascinating part. If history had tilted just slightly differently, either one of these engines could have become the defining power plant of American roads. The Pinto 2.0 OHC, small but smart. The Pinto's 2.0-liter OHC four-cylinder was unlike most engines being built in Detroit at the time. Instead of another pushrod design, Ford brought this one straight from Europe. It was engineered in Germany and quickly gained a reputation overseas as an efficient and surprisingly versatile motor. In the United States, it landed in the Pinto when the model launched in 1971. The design itself was forward-thinking. An overhead cam setup was still relatively rare in American cars at the time, and it allowed for better breathing at high RPMs. The engine displaced just under 2 liters and produced around 100 horsepower, which might not sound earth-shattering. But remember, this was the early 1970s, and compact cars weren't about raw power. They were about economy and practicality, and the Pinto's little motor promised both. On the road, the Pinto 2.0 was surprisingly lively. It was rev-happy compared to the lazy sixes Americans were used to, and in Europe, the same basic design went on to power everything from the Ford Escort rally cars to Formula Ford racers. That's right, under all the emissions equipment and detuning that came with US regulations, this engine actually had serious performance potential. Tuners loved it because it responded well to modifications, and in the right setup, it could punch far above its weight. But in America, it wasn't all smooth sailing. The Pinto engine often got bogged down by emissions controls that robbed it of power. Reliability could also be hit or miss depending on how well the car was maintained. What could have been a crisp, modern four-cylinder sometimes ended up feeling weak and prone to issues. Still, you can't ignore the bones of greatness in this design. With cleaner tuning and better execution, the Pinto 2.0 could have been America's gateway into compact, efficient engines. The very thing that Japanese automakers used to win over US buyers. In another timeline, Ford might have owned that market, and the Pinto OHC could have been remembered as the start of something legendary. The Chrysler Slant 6, the workhorse. On the complete opposite side of the spectrum was Chrysler's Slant 6. Introduced in 1960, this engine was already a veteran by the time Ford's Pinto OHC showed up in the 1970s. Yet while the Pinto was still trying to prove itself, the Slant 6 had already built a reputation that bordered on legendary. This wasn't the fastest, the most powerful, or even the most refined six-cylinder of its day, but it was one thing that almost no competitor could match: bulletproof reliability. The name came from its distinctive layout. Chrysler engineers tilted the inline-six block 30 degrees to the right, giving it that unmistakable slant profile. This wasn't just for looks. The design allowed engineers to fit longer intake runners for better airflow, while also lowering the overall height of the engine. That meant cars could have sleeker hood lines without sacrificing space under the hood. It was clever packaging that made sense both on paper and in real-world driving. Power wasn't the headline here. Most versions of the Slant 6 made somewhere between 100 and 145 horsepower, depending on carburation and displacement. Respectable, sure, but nothing that would scare off a small block V8. Where it truly shined was everywhere else. This motor was installed in Dodge Darts, Plymouth Valiants, compact pickups, work vans, station wagons, and even fleets of taxis. And no matter where it was, the story was always the same. The thing just refused to die. Mechanics used to joke that you couldn't kill a Slant 6 unless you went out of your way to try. Stories circulate of engines running without oil or with multiple broken parts, yet still managing to get drivers home. Farmers swore by them because they'd start in the dead of winter. Taxi fleets routinely racked up hundreds of thousands of miles without major overhauls. For working-class Americans who needed a vehicle that would never let them down, the Slant 6 was as dependable as sunrise. Chrysler leaned into this identity. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't flashy, and it sure wasn't built to win races. Instead, it promised something even more valuable: peace of mind. For countless families, tradesmen, and businesses, that was exactly what mattered most. What's fascinating is how Chrysler never really pushed the Slant 6's true potential. Sure, there were factory hyperpack performance kits and plenty of aftermarket upgrades that could transform it into a surprisingly quick engine. But for the most part, the company left it as a sensible, dependable workhorse in the lineup. It makes you wonder, had Chrysler invested in developing a performance version, the Slant 6 could have been a serious rival to the small block V8s of its day. Instead, it remained what people loved it for: a workhorse engine, never glamorous, but always respected. Battle of engineering philosophies. This is where the comparison becomes really compelling. The Pinto 2.0 and the Slant 6 were not just different engines, they were symbols of two completely different ways of thinking about the future of cars. They weren't just lumps of metal under the hood, they represented philosophies, strategies, and even cultural identities in a rapidly changing automotive world. Ford's Pinto engine represented modernity, with its overhead camshaft, compact size, lightweight design, and focus on efficiency. It was a direct response to what drivers were beginning to care about in the 1970s: fuel economy and nimbleness. It was an engine that looked across the ocean to Europe and Japan, saw what was coming, and said, "We can play that game too." In an era when people were lining up at gas stations and politicians were warning about America's dependence on foreign oil, the Pinto engine felt like the forward-thinking, progressive choice. It wasn't perfect, but in concept, it was ahead of its time. The Slant 6, by contrast, was almost the polar opposite. Chrysler's legendary straight six wasn't sleek or cutting edge. It was rugged, simple, and practically indestructible. By the 1970s, it was already over a decade old, but it didn't matter. This was the kind of engine that earned loyalty by never letting you down. Taxi drivers swore by it. Farmers trusted it to start in the dead of winter. Mechanics loved it because they knew it inside out and could keep it alive forever with little more than basic tools. The Slant 6 reflected Chrysler's belief that Americans weren't clamoring for complicated innovations. They wanted something solid, something they could count on day after day, year after year. So which philosophy was better? That depended entirely on who you were. If you were a young driver in the city who wanted something light, efficient, and maybe even a little sporty, the Pinto 2.0 had undeniable appeal. But if you were a cab driver, a small-town worker, or just someone who needed your car to run no matter what, the Slant 6 was unbeatable. And here's where the what if gets interesting. If Ford had truly perfected the Pinto engine, ironing out its rough edges and doubling down on efficiency, it could have owned the growing market for compact cars. On the other hand, if Chrysler had been bold enough to develop high-performance variants of the Slant 6, it could have broken free from its workhorse image and become iconic in its own right. Both engines had the potential to redefine the American car market, but both were held back by sticking too rigidly to their original philosophies. And that's why neither one ended up truly ruling the road. Everyday life with these engines. So what was it actually like to live with these engines day in and day out? Because that's where their real personalities showed. With the Pinto 2.0, life was a bit of a gamble. At its best, it was peppy and fun. The engine liked to rev, which made the little Pinto feel more spirited than its size suggested. It gave drivers a taste of what imports were offering, small engines that didn't feel lifeless. But if you skipped oil changes or pushed it too hard, the engine could quickly turn into a headache. Reliability was inconsistent, and emissions controls sometimes choked the life out of what was otherwise a lively little motor. The Slant 6, by contrast, was the ultimate no-drama engine. Owners barely thought about it because it just worked. It started in brutal winters, ran smooth for decades, and didn't demand much attention. There are endless stories of people abusing their Slant 6 cars, running them without coolant, ignoring oil changes, driving them half-broken, and the engines just kept going. Sure, it wasn't exciting, it wasn't going to make your commute thrilling, but you had peace of mind every time you turned the key. This is where the comparison feels almost like a personality test. Do you want excitement with some risk? Or do you want dependable stability, even if it's boring? Both engines gave you an answer. And depending on who you were, either one could have been your perfect companion. Could either have ruled the road? Now comes the big question. Could either of these engines have truly ruled the American roads? The Pinto 2.0 had the right idea but stumbled in execution. If Ford had refined it, avoided the reliability issues, and maybe marketed it more aggressively as America's answer to the imports, it could have changed everything. Imagine if the Pinto became famous not for its fire hazard scandal, but for being a tough, efficient, little car with a durable OHC motor. It could have shifted the entire narrative of American compacts. The Slant 6, on the other hand, already had the crown of durability, but Chrysler never tried to make it anything more than that. What if they had doubled down on its toughness and built a performance-focused version for their sporty models? What if they had modernized it and kept it alive into the 1990s as their universal small engine? With the right push, the Slant 6 could have been more than a workhorse. It could have been a legend in the same way small block V8 engines are. So yes, both engines had the potential to rule. The Pinto OHC was held back by execution. The Slant 6 was held back by ambition. It's one of those great automotive what-if scenarios where you can't help but wonder how history might have been different. Legacy and lasting impact today, both engines are remembered in very different ways. The Pinto 2.0 OHC doesn't get much love from the general public, mostly because the Pinto itself is remembered for all the wrong reasons. But enthusiasts know the truth. They know that in Europe, versions of this engine went on to do great things. They know it influenced Ford's future four-cylinder designs and laid the groundwork for engines that eventually became staples in Ford's lineup. The Slant 6, meanwhile, is legendary. Ask any Mopar fan, and they'll tell you stories about indestructible Slant 6s that outlived multiple transmissions, carburetors, and even the cars themselves. It's become a symbol of durability. It might not have been glamorous, but it's respected, and that respect has only grown with time. In fact, among classic car circles, the Slant 6 is often celebrated as one of the toughest American engines ever built. Neither engine ruled the road, but both carved their own place in history, and maybe that's the real victory. The Pinto 2.0 showed Americans a glimpse of the future, while the Slant 6 proved that some designs are so good, they simply don't need to change. Decades later, we're still talking about both, and that alone says something about their legacy. So here's the takeaway. The Pinto 2.0 OHC and the Chrysler Slant 6 both had the potential to change American automotive history. One brought modern European engineering to the table. The other proved that toughness and simplicity never go out of style. Neither got the crown, but both left their mark. Now the question comes back to you. If you had to choose one engine to rely on, the clever but fragile Pinto 2.0 or the indestructible Slant 6, which would you crown as king of the road? Drop your answer in the comments, because this debate deserves to be settled once and for all. And if you enjoyed diving into this clash of philosophies, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into automotive history, and stick around for the next one. Who knows? The next engine battle might just surprise you.